A 1989 Vauxhall Senator, engineered for unruffled grace.
This is one get-together you won't forget.
Feminist, weirdo, virgin. Who told you that? Everybody.
They're just a bunch of crazy, mixed-up weirdos, nymphomaniacs, Satanists, and vampires.
What a great bunch of kids.
National Lampoon's Class Reunion. Thursday Madness at 20 past midnight on Central.
In a few minutes, the latest on what's been happening at the Albert Memorial in the Young Doctors. That's after the afternoon headlines from the Central News team.
Good afternoon. First, today's main stories. 5 more men and a woman have appeared in court charged with stealing parts of the crashed Pan Am jet. A hospital porter, Edward Wadley, has been remanded in custody in London on terrorist charges. There's been a triple shooting in Leominster in Herefordshire. A man killed his estranged wife and seriously injured his father-in-law before turning the gun on himself.
The triple shooting happened here on a quiet housing estate just off the A44 into mid-Wales. The house belongs to Mr. and Mrs. Derek Davies, but their 29-year-old daughter Dawn Lewis was also living here after the breakup of her marriage in November. Police believe her husband Robert shot both his wife and his father-in-law with a 12-bore double-barreled shotgun before turning the gun on himself. Despite severe leg injuries, Mr. Davies managed to crawl downstairs and call the police. When they arrived, they found the bodies of Mr. and Mrs. Lewis upstairs. Mr. Davies was rushed to hospital in Hereford, where he had his right leg amputated above the knee. His wife, who was out at the time of the shooting, accompanied him to hospital. Today, neighbours are shocked and bewildered by what's happened.
We're just horrified, shattered.
Police say that they're not looking for anyone else in connection with the triple shooting.
A man is still being questioned about the death of Roy Kucharski, who died in a police cell in Redditch. Mr. Kucharski had spent part of Christmas Eve at the Unicorn pub in Redditch. He was arrested for being drunk and incapable. At the police station, a surgeon passed him fit to be locked up, but he died an hour later from internal injuries. Detectives are trying to trace a man who told police he'd seen Mr. Kucharski in bushes close to the Unicorn. The Coventry City footballer Brian Kilcline has been banned from driving after admitting a drink-drive charge. Kilcline was stopped 2 weeks before Christmas. A breath test proved he'd drunk twice the legal alcohol limit. He was banned from driving for 18 months and fined £260. He lost the captaincy of Coventry City the day after he was stopped. Charities in the region are reporting the first casualties of Christmas. The Samaritans and marriage guidance counsellors say they're meeting large numbers of families facing a breakup as the pressures of Christmas come to a head.
It's a time of great expectation. People look forward to Christmas. They have spent a lot of money usually. They've put in a lot of extra work, so they're particularly tired too. And yet they expect it to be marvellous. It's a time of peace and goodwill. And by contrast, if the family are fractious, tired, if rows happen, they might normally take those in their stride at any other time of year. But at Christmas, by contrast to how they want it to be, it feels so much worse.
Miners have been warned that industrial relations must improve next year and that privatisation of the electricity industry is the biggest challenge. The warnings come from the chairman of British Coal, Sir Robert Haslam, who says there must also be improved productivity and maintained safety standards. He's warned that aggressive attitudes in some coalfields must end. The Jaguar Car Company has announced record production figures for 1988. Next year, the Coventry firm will aim for new markets to make up for lost income in the United States.
This was the first year the firm made more than 50,000 cars. The production total was up 8% to almost 52,000. There were higher sales in Britain and Europe, but the company is now seeking ways of countering the fall in sales in the States. Over the next 12 months, the target for the sales team will be the Far East. Already, Jaguar's convinced it can increase sales in Japan and Taiwan, and the firm's close to a deal to introduce its cars into South Korea, where import restrictions have just been lifted. The company says there could be scope for sales in other countries in Southeast Asia and South America. The long-term aim is to break into the Chinese market.
And now a look at the weather. It will be dry this afternoon with mist and fog patches clearing slowly. Tonight should remain dry with a minimum temperature 3 degrees Celsius. That's 37 Fahrenheit. And that's all for now. We're back with Central News tonight at 6 o'clock.
Watch out for The Bill. Thursdays at 8 on Central, the original Beat Club is back on the streets. Facing up to the big city blues with the gentle human touch. On the beat or behind the scenes, this is the station to watch. So don't miss Thursday's Beat for The Bill.
Action-packed entertainment for the new year on Central. Friday at 6:30, look out, we're heading straight for the black hole. No, not that black hole, that's it, the black hole. Robots, spacemen and a real intergalactic shootout. No, not that shootout. That's New Year's Eve at 5:25. Herbie goes to Monte Carlo. That's not Monte Carlo. Trust me. Why? It's Raiders of the Lost Ark, holiday Monday at 9. I'm exhausted just watching. New Year's entertainment on Central. I need to lie down.
Make a note that 12:30 on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesdays is the new time for a country practice, continuing next week. Continuing now, The Young Doctors.
Dennis, did Jodie say anything to you when you found her?
Yeah. Mark.
But why should she think you were Mark?
Dunno. It was dark. She was pretty upset. Probably didn't know what you were saying.
She must have known Mark was nearby. He must have been in the room earlier.
We don't know that. I mean, we don't know that he followed her back to the hospital, let alone your room. I mean, I don't think he really does know which is your room.
Yes, he does, Dennis. I saw him up there the night he got heavy with her.
But that doesn't mean that he was there last night.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look too good for him, though, does it? Whatever happens, I'm going to make sure they know I saw Ogden up there.
Well, try and think, Julie. Did you see anybody else?
Yeah? Yes, I did.
I thought you said Sutcliffe wanted to see me.
Both security and I are seeing people. We want to get this matter cleared up and the culprit caught before it happens again.
What makes you think it'll happen again?
Why were you on the premises after 4:30, the time when all the other workmen normally finish?
I always work late. I work my own hours, you see, suit myself. I start early, have a rest midday, and then I work till late. You can ask anybody who's employed me. Ask Mrs. Gordon, she'll tell you.
These hours, these odd hours you work, do any of the other workers work the same hours?
Yeah, I don't know. I keep myself to myself. I do my job and let other people do theirs.
So there's no one who can actually confirm that you were working last night? Besides yourself, of course.
Look, when I've got a job to do, I do it, right? I mean, somebody might have seen me. Ask around.
Mrs. Gordon said she saw you.
Oh, yeah? What else she say?
Nothing. I haven't questioned her yet, but I will. She said she saw you in the lift.
Yeah, that's right.
Were you going up or coming down?
Down. I was on my way home.
What time was that?
Dunno. About after 7.
Right. You better get back to work. Get a little more work done before your midday siesta.
So that's it, eh?
That's it. Thanks for your help. You better come in. This place is starting to look more like a police station than a hospital.
Fancy yourself as a bit of a Perry Mason, do you, Doc, eh?
No, I don't. But since it's a job I have to do, tell me exactly what happened last night.
I'll get it, nurse. Casualty, Dr. Steele speaking.
Ah, glad I caught you in, Doctor.
Who is this, please?
Oh, doesn't matter who I am. I just wanted to know if you got my notes.
Yes, I got your notes. What do you want?
You'll find out in 2 days' time.
Sister Wright said you wanted these, Doctor.
Thank you. Oh, can I see you inside for a minute, please? I've had a visit from Craig. He made some rather nasty threats.
Oh, no, I'm really sorry.
Oh, there's nothing you can do about it.
But it's all because of me. He can be really nasty when he likes.
Yes. I've also been receiving threatening notes, and I've just had a phone call.
From Craig?
I don't know. The notes weren't handwritten, and I couldn't recognize the voice on the phone. Whoever it was, it seems I'm about to be taught a lesson.
It doesn't sound like Craig, Doctor. I mean, he's capable of doing some crazy things, but they'd be more in anger.
Maybe. But if he gives you any more trouble, or if I get any more notes or calls, I'm going to contact the police.
Would you have to? I mean, if it is Craig, he wouldn't carry out the threats.
No, we can't be sure of that. We'll play it by ear. I may not get any more. What about you? Are you feeling all right?
I'm fine. I still get sick most mornings, but that'll pass. I've got another appointment at the city hospital later this week.
Good. Those visits are very important, you know.
I know.
Oh, well, you should see Helen Gordon about getting your leave soon.
I'll try and see her today.
Steele? Yes, Dr. Richards.
Hello, Julie. Can I see it?
She's not allowed visitors yet.
Can you give her these from me, please?
Sure. I'll put them in water.
You know I was with her last night.
Yes. Look, you know you're not allowed in the nurses' quarters. Did anyone else see you there?
I don't think so. I told Dennis I was going, but he doesn't actually know I went. I had to see her, Julie. I had to straighten things out between us.
And did you?
Yes. I apologized. She accepted. We parted as friends.
Did you really?
Yes, really. Hey, you don't think I've got anything to do with
Mark,
it?
of course I don't, but if anyone else saw you out
Mark?
there, they're going to think...
Forrest wants to see him in his office.
Oh, why me?
I'm sorry, mate. I had to tell him that you said you were going to see her last night.
Look, just because I was there doesn't mean I had anything to do with what happened to her.
Calm down, mate. No one said that you did have anything to do with it.
No, but I've got a nasty feeling I'm number one suspect.
Good luck, mate.
You were right to come to me straight away. I'll see that your leave goes through.
Thanks, Mrs. Gordon.
What about afterwards, Sarah?
I'm not sure. I haven't really thought much about it. I don't want to give up nursing, though.
It's a big decision.
I know that. But I've got time. I'll sort it out.
Why don't you have a word with Sister Jeffries? And Mrs. O'Reilly. Now, she's dealt with this kind of thing before. She'll be able to advise you. Meanwhile, I'll have a word with Sister Jeffries, too. The main thing is to look after yourself and your baby. We'll help all we can.
Thanks, Mrs. Gordon. Everything.
Everything all right?
She's a nice kid, Graham. It's a pity she's got herself into this.
She's not finding it easy. Her ex-boyfriend's not the easiest of people.
The father?
Yes. He doesn't appreciate me interfering either.
Oh, well, I hope that doesn't bother you because she thinks the world of you.
Maybe. Anyway, I came to check on my own leave.
Oh, yes, but when Eve comes back, well, we can't have you working then. She would not appreciate that. Oh, it's all okay. The only trouble is finding a replacement, but that's my worry, not yours.
Well, maybe I can have a talk with Dr. Forrest. Between he and Dr. Shaw, we should be able to work something out.
Meantime, I'll look into it, too.
Thanks, Helen.
You are aware that the nurses' quarters are off limits?
Yes.
And it's not the first time you've been up there, is it?
The reason why I went there was to sort things out with Nurse Carter.
That's no reason. But it's what happened while you were up there that concerns me.
Nothing happened.
You didn't see her?
Yes, I did see her.
Inside the room?
No, I didn't go into the room.
Did you sort things out between the two of you? Amicably?
Yes.
And just how did you apologize?
Well, I don't remember exactly.
It would help if you could. I'm trying to work out the mood.
The mood?
Was it romantic?
If you mean, did we kiss and make up? Yes.
I see.
But that's all.
In the corridor?
Yes.
Not inside the room?
No, I did not go into the room.
And then you went straight home?
Yes.
Can you prove that?
Not really. But I was there when Mrs. Gordon came home. She was late. I rang her about half an hour before she left